Hello everyone, Kevin Stevenson here with GetMeTheGeek.com. We're a managed IT services provider, and today we're going to have another Proxmox video. Yes, we love Proxmox, and today we're going to solve a little Proxmox problem that I had using a shared storage for backups on multiple Proxmox machines. And so let's get started. I'm Kevin Stevenson with FhasedLogix. We're a managed IT services provider. If you'd like to hire us for projects, go ahead and check us out at GetMeTheGeek.com. If you find my videos valuable, go ahead and subscribe and like. If you'd like to support me directly, go ahead and buy me a coffee. Here we go. Let's go ahead and just look at the problem real quick. So the problem is simple. I have on these machines right here a shared, let's just go ahead and make this big. We don't need this. Let's go ahead and make this other one big. All right. I would imagine everybody can see this stuff now. All right. So here is the problem. I have this FreeNAS that I use for my NFS share. And I've set that up as one NFS share, and I store the backups on this FreeNAS. So the problem is basically not paying attention, not thinking things fully through, but I discovered that if you have the VMID of 100 and the VMID of 100, that it becomes a problem. When you back up, you can't tell the difference. So if I go ahead and I look at this backup storage, you will see that there are VM100s in here, right? You see this one here is 4 gigs, and then 2 gigs. The thing that's going on here is that those are not the same virtual machines. Now, because the VMID is the same on these two different Proxmox in the storage, I can't really tell which one is which. So the real question is, so what do you do about that? Well, that's a good question. What I intend to do about that is change the VMID. The other thing you could do is set up maybe a subdirectory on your NFS share and for each Proxmox unit that you're backing up. Now, the downside to that is that if I am moving virtual machines around, I want to have that NFS share to be the same on both of them, so I can use it as a shared storage and move it backups and restores. If I want to back it up from one and restore it from another, I want that sort of basically to be the same. Plus, it is generally a good idea to not duplicate your VMIDs if you have multiple Proxmox machines, because if you're moving it from one machine to another, you have to reassign the VMID. But when you set up a cluster, you could have some problems there. So we're going to solve this problem by cloning this virtual machine and deleting the old one. So this is really not a huge thing to do. I already have this guy stopped. This is the guy that we're going to change. This is 100. So because this one is a 100 and this one is a 100 and they're different machines, what I'm going to do, and I have them both stopped already just to make sure this is easy. You can right click on this machine and clone, or you can come over here and clone from here. So basically, you set up a clone, you'll decide what the new VMID is, and in this particular case, I have 102 available, and so I'm going to change this to 102, it the same. And we're going to check pool, nothing, storage, same as source, blah, blah, and then clone. That'll take just a second. And as you see, it is cloning. Now, if you want to look at the logs, you can see what's going on right here. We can pop that up. And this is the clone process as it goes through. Okay, so that's completed. And there you have. It's finishing up. Now I have two machines. Let's just go ahead and fire this one up and make sure it works just to be sure before we close down another one. I have all the faith in the world that this guy is going to work. So let's just go ahead and pop up in the console. And oh boy, look at that. Let us do some scaling, my friends. And there she is. She is up and running. All right, so now I can go ahead and I can just delete this guy. And you may say, well, how do I do that? Because you can't right click and say delete. That's true. But you can go over here to more and say remove. Now it's going to ask you a couple things when you do this to destroy a VM. And this is a good thing. So it's going to want to know the ID 100. Yes, we're excited with that. Purge, which means we're going to just see it remove from the replication and backup jobs. And so that's also a good thing. So you don't want to have issues with your backups because you didn't do that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that was really quick. So there we have it. Now let's go back and look at our backups. So we have all these right here. So I'm going to take these 100s and I'm going to, these ID 100s, this one, this one, this one, and I'm going to remove them. All right, so now just keep in mind, I did just delete backups there. So be careful when you do that. So go up here and go to our console, our data center, and we'll go to backups and click on our daily backup, our weekly backup. Let's go ahead and add that. And you'll see that it says all VMs. Now we just want to check that just to make sure. Should be all good. Now what I can do is you can go ahead and run this job right now. So boom, there we are. We're running this job. And again, down here, you're going to see backups. And this will take just a second. Okay, there we go. So that one's backed up. Now let's go ahead and look at the backup storage. Go here and you will see a 102 now. So we're going to go back over here to this guy and we're going to go ahead and check the backups on it. Go to backups and this one and go ahead and all VMs. So that's great. And we're going to go ahead and kick off a backup individually. We're going to kick off a backup on this one right now. So here it is and back up. All right, so there we go. And that is our 100 backed up. So let's go ahead and look at that FreeNAS storage again. I see 100 101s in there now. So all of that is great. Oh, did I leave an extra 101? Oh, my bad. You got a 102 here, 100, 101, and 103. So when I go to the backups, I'll see 100, 101, 102, 103. That's all there is to it. If you ever run into that situation, that's how you solve it. It's easy peasy. As long as you have enough storage space to do the cloning, it shouldn't be a problem. And that's how you can change that VMID. There are other ways to do this, but they tend to be more command line and more of a pain in the butt. So I recommend doing it this way. If you need to change an ID, that's all you'll need to do. I'm Kevin Stevenson with GetMeTheGeek.com. Thanks for joining me.